you still have your stomach. Because now we're going to explore the goodies inside Frontier Stations. The game is organized around a central mat. On the mat, you'll find counters for various resources, such as medical, security, energy, engineering, and shields. These resources allow you to develop your Frontier Station, which begins with a Nexus. The Nexus is the basic component of a Frontier Station. So your station would begin with the Nexus. And each turn, a die is rolled to generate resources. If any of the components on your Frontier Station match that die result, they generate the appropriate resource. That's also how much you have to spend to buy a new component for your ship. Ooh, 6. Good job. Here, I'll buy this rather expensive 5-point alien artifact and tack that onto my ship. Now, it only produces on a die roll of 3, but hey, I'll take it. Now, when a system generates, oh, look, I just rolled a 3. I would get my choice of goodies, such as medical and security. So these are the kinds of things you add, and they get stored down here. This tells you what you produce, that tells you what you store. Trouble finds you, as it always does in a multiplayer co-op game, in the form of threats. And the threats appear to your left and to your right. So threats are between two players. And as threats appear, it's between you and the player next to you to solve the threat. Only those two players in the chain around the table can deal with that threat. Threats also respond to these resource numbers. So, something has a 6, dee-doo. That means if you don't have the necessary ingredient, in this case, engineering, to deal with the threat, you're going to lose. So between you and your neighbor, you have to keep the necessary resources to keep the threats at bay. And in lieu of buying a new component for your Frontier Station, you can use your resources to try and take out a threat and just get it off the table. But if you do that, that's one less piece for your Frontier Station to build up. So the decisions are very meaningful, and you have to rely on your neighbor to hold the line and keep the Frontier Stations from falling. Welcome back, Cadet. We're now going to take you on your tour of duty in Frontier Stations. I have here with me more captains. This is Captain Dion, Captain Barry is in this corner, Captain Grant, and of course I'm still Commander Emmerich. See, I outrank you guys. How cool is that? Okay. We set up the game briefly by establishing the marketplace. You put one system card out in the marketplace for each player plus 1. So, there'll be 5 cards out for our 4 players to play on. We begin each turn by rolling the die. The first half of the game, when you're confronting early threats, you roll a single die. The second half of the game, when you confront late threats, you roll 2 dice. And so all the probabilities change for resource generation and enemy attacks. Let's see what's happening. Well, I geniusly roll a 3. Our nexus pay off on a 1, 2, or 3. So we each have a nexus that pays off on 1, 2, or 3. So we each generate a resource, and we will add them to our nexus cards. There are no threats currently out to deal with, so off we go. I will go shopping. I have $3 to buy 1 card. 1 die means I can buy 1 card. The 3 means I have $3 to spend on buying toys.
Got some expensive things on the market.
Yes, there are, but I'm going to buy something really amazing. I'm going to buy, dun dun dun, the infirmary. Now the cost for the infirmary is 4, but I only rolled a 3. Fortunately, you can use energy resources as extra money to buy cards with. And that is what I'm doing. I'm going to spend an energy to buy this card. Now, I went first because I am the captain, and I get to decide who goes first, which is me. And I get to control the panic buttons in case we lose. We can say, oh no, hit the panic button. Whoop, we're saved. All right. But now my turn is over, and to end my turn, we create a threat. And I will place that threat between Dion and myself. There are malcontents.
Malcontents.
All right, and that means pass the die.
All right. So
all right.
Now we got that threat that we got to deal with.
2.
We
Now,
have a 2.
Dion rolled a 2, and we check all our threats first to see how much trouble we're in. Well, the malcontents only light up on rolls of 6 and 11. So, whew, no malcontents whining today. But he rolled a 2. That means the Nexus are going to pay off.
Sweet, so we all get resources. I'm still hopping on that energy.
Yeah, that energy's looking good. I'll take some
that.
energy.
I'm gonna take some medical just in case someone tries to kill me.
Now, unfortunately, my infirmary only pays off on a 4 or 5, so it does not generate the much-needed medical that I'm looking forward to receiving.
Okay, so now the issue is...
You can buy.
Now we can buy or we can take out this malcontent.
Right, now, to take down the malcontent, you would have to hit it with 5 resources. Dion has exactly 2, plus whatever energy.
Plus 2 energy, so that's 4, but...
Well, wait a minute.
You could help me out here.
Yeah, I could throw in 1 and we could wipe it out with 5, but you know what? You need toys on your space
I was going to say,
station.
is that something we need to worry about right now?
Who cares about these malcontents? Let's ignore them.
They're just a bunch of schmucks. So what do I want? Do I want the repair bay, or do I want the boarding shuttle? Because I could spend my energy and get a boarding shuttle.
Well, the repair bay would be good, because these guys require the engineering.
And I'll burn one of my energy to get that.
Okay, so 2
At
plus
a
1
cost of
energy is
3.
3, and that costs 3. All right.
There we go.
Your turn is over. We put a new threat out, and between you and Barry, there is artillery fire. All right. And it hits.
That's what gunfire in space sounds like.
That's right. In space, no one can hear the gunfire. So we pass the die to Barry. Barry is going to 4. Okay,
so
now let's see what threats happen on a 4. That happens on a 5. This happens on a 6 or 11. So no threats.
But my repair bay.
But now all the goodies will pay off. And my infirmary, yes, generates medical. So we'll add that into our storage. We've got an extra medical. And that goes down here in your storage.
Oh, down here. All right.
Yeah, you see, you've got storage at the bottom of the card, so you can see here what it generates, and there's where you store your goodies.
How fancy.
I know. Everything has a certain storage capacity. Woo!
Well, I got my engineering going on.
All right, now Barry, he's got $4 to spend. He can buy up to 1 card with his 1 die, plus any energy he has. He's got 1 energy on his Nexus, so his credit is good to up to 5.
Let's do that. Let's grab this.
He's going to buy the Biolab. That'll cost you 4 plus 1 energy.
That
There's the
energy comes in. That's really
All right.
useful.
Oh,
And
Again.
there we go. There's
electric storm.
An electric storm. And that will attack in this early stage when we're only rolling 1 die on a 5. Once we start rolling 2 dice, it'll hit on 5 and 11. So it gets worse later in the game. All right, and that means it is now Grant's turn.
Let's see what I get. Come on. High numbers.
fate's in your
Hey!
hands. That's bad.
Yes. Oh. Never mind.
You were excited. Whoops.
I really want that interceptor, but apparently malcontent activates.
The die roll of 6 activates the malcontent, and they eat up 1 security.
And that's at both of us?
No, between us, they eat 1 security.
No,
so
well,
you can pay.
You know what? Me.
Yeah, why not?
You know what? Heavy Nexus bears the burden. You
Right.
keep that in mind.
Right now,
Captain.
I am the captain, so, we'll let you pay.
We could argue about it, but since he's captain, he'd say, no, you do this.
Mr. Scott, none of that. Okay, so now the goodies pay off. Let's see.
Goodies.
The infirmary pays on a 5 or 6, so I got more medical.
I get nothing.
You got 3, 4.
Biolab.
Does that pay?
It does.
does.
On a 2 or a 6.
So you get medical or security.
security.
Which would you like, sir?
I think security is a good
Security. There it is.
Thank you.
Bing. Pays off. Okay, and remember, you're going to need these things if you get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and now Grant.
I would like to take this interceptor.
Oh,
Let him take the interceptor.
He's buying
Looks
the
so
big
nice.
$6
Looks
prize.
so good.
Sweet. All right, and then a new threat would come out between us. Boom. And we have politics.
Oh,
quite
that's
the
a
threat
new
indeed.
one.
No, politics hits on a 10 or 11, so we don't even have to worry about this until the late threats start to emerge, and then it'll be reasonably busy.
Meanwhile, we still got malcontents. I got malcontents, and I got people shooting at me, too.
Now,
This is not a good spot to be in.
as the holder of the captain card, I go first and last during that round. So, we'll do one more round of roundness. 5. And the Nexus don't pay. Where are the bad guys? Oh, here you go. The artillery fire hits on a 5 or 12 here. It consumes shields.
Shield.
Oh, he's got extra shields.
Yeah,
You
let me
keep
do
your
it.
shield.
Oh, hold on, yeah.
Yeah, I
You
need,
do it. I'm good.
You need your shields to protect me.
And I'm going to be captain soon, all right? I'm next in line for captain.
Okay, and that's a 5. So this goes off, and it's going to eat 1
Shield
engineering or shield.
I guess I will sacrifice the engineering.
You just throw an
Engineering?
engineer into
All
the
right.
fire.
I'm sorry, O'Brien.
Okay.
No!
All right, and now all the goodies pay off on 5s. What goodies pay off on 5s? I get
Nothing.
more infirmary. Boy, I'll tell you, this is the best hospital. These guys are chugging over here, and they can hold 5 medical. I'm going to be Dr. Emmerich here soon. You got anything that pays off on a 5?
I got nothing.
Any 5s?
Zippo.
Nope.
Loserville. All the bad guys lit up, and I have medical. Okay. And then
I need that soon.
now I can go shopping. Well, you know, the last card costs 4, but let's see about taking this bad boy down. To take a bad boy down, you have to pay that amount plus whatever extra resources is required to finish it off. So, $5 is enough to take this guy down, but it's also going to eat up some engineering. And
You know what? I got a repair bay. I can throw some engineers
you
at
have
this.
extra engineering. Throw that in. So for the engineering and $5, boom, discard city, and now. So we'll try this.
What is this? The plague?
The plague. Oh,
You hit me
that's
with that.
plague!
We kill some malcontents, and now we got the plague?
well, we killed sick malcontents. Fortunately, I am Dr. Medical over here. So every time the plague
Right.
hits, I can just toss some red crosses at these guys and take care of it. And that completes the round. Now the captain card whoop, moves over to the dubious Dion. We will discard the unpurchased systems and put out a new batch of 4 plus 1. 4 is the number of players, and you always put out 1 extra because you take 1 extra turn each round. And there you go. It's now Dion's turn.
So then I roll.
I think we're good here. Everybody, did you get the idea?
I'm the captain, and he stops me.
Of course. While we're still alive. So, you need to try Frontier Stations. You and your friends are going to have a great time in space.